Peace and love, family. It's your girl, Sixthegoddis. And keep in mind, I'm a goddess and I'm sensitive about my shifts. Hope you all are doing well. I'm doing fantastic. Why am I doing so fantastic, you may ask? Because it's a smell of a divestment story gone bad in the air. Now, y'all knew I was not going to resist this. So, have y'all heard about the Danish deception? Because I have, and I watched all 27 parts, so y'all don't have to. And you know what? I be having a love-hate relationship with the internet. Sometimes I hate it because people overshare and embarrass themselves, but then sometimes I like it because people go ahead and give us proof about a lot of the things that we be talking about, and people think that we're crazy and think that we're overreacting. And there's always somebody on TikTok doing a story time to prove us right. Now, we've been having conversations over here for the longest, okay, about how those divestors never just go get a pink pen and mind their business. They always have to pedestalize the white man over the black man. And they always have to do it. Nay, nay, boo boo. Y'all be safe out there dealing with them black men. I'm safe and doing so much better with them white men. Okay. When you divest, you remove yourself from your community. So anything you need, any backup you need, you then depend on them. So a lot of times the divestor community protects these white men because they've stuck their foot in their mouth. They've done too much. Ooh, girl, not me. That's y'all with them black men, girl. I could never. They've done that so much, disparage their own community so bad that they be stuck covering for no white man. And finally, okay, we just have a good, juicy, ancient story of a divester. And we're going to break this down. And y'all know me and my mouth, honey. I'm going to say what needs to be said. I do not care. All right. Because this is the exact type of ain't shit I be talking about. All right. And now we got it in 4K. So I'm about to pull this up. And what I'm going to do is I really just want to show y'all her introduction. Of course, we are not about to sit here and watch 28 parts. I just want to show the introduction because I want y'all to get a feel of how she looked, how she talked, kind of her mannerism, because that's going to help tie in my thoughts on the story. All right. So let me go ahead and pull this up for y'all. All right. So this is her introduction. Let me show y'all this.
And welcome to a new series that I will be calling The Danish Deception. And throughout this series, I'm going to be going through the details and events that happened throughout my 3-year relationship with a man from Denmark who I truly believed was going to be the love of my life and the father of my children. And I now believe him to be the most despicable, two-faced, narcissistic, evil person I have ever encountered in my entire life. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking that's a very heavy statement to make. Believe me, I mean every single word. I know a lot of you are probably wondering, why are you sharing your life's most intimate and traumatic experience with a sea of strangers? Well, there's a multitude of reasons, but there's 3 big ones. And I'm going to share with you the first 2 reasons. And the third one, I'm going to wait and share with you at the end of the series because I don't want to give anything away. But the first reason is that this is my way of telling the world that love is a powerful, powerful drug. And if you're someone that's knowingly or unknowingly in an unhealthy or toxic relationship, I want you to know that love is a powerful drug and it clouds our judgment and it makes us think in ways we wouldn't think otherwise. And if you're someone that's also trusted the wrong person, you're not alone and you need to give yourself grace and compassion because it happens every day. The second reason is that this is my way of protecting others, and whether it be someone that might encounter my ex, or let's be real, there's some horrible people in this world. I want to protect other people from going through what I went through. And if there's one person that can watch these videos and see some signs in their relationship that they didn't see before, and they can remove themselves before too much damage is caused, then it's 100% worth it for me to do what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. What you guys are about to hear is going to be one of the most beautiful love stories you've ever heard in your entire life. And for that reason, I need to make sure you guys all prepare yourselves because it's going to take a very drastic turn. And this is going to be one of the most insane roller coaster of emotions that you guys have been on.
All right. Now, this is getting to be a little bit too much for me. Now, I watched the whole story and I don't know who else has, but I waited the whole time for the most beautiful love story fairy tale part, and I never saw that part. So this started out weird. Now, long story short, okay, what happened is this woman is suffering from desperation titus, okay? And desperation titus is one of the things that we talk about in my group. So, for those of you who don't know, I have a women's only Patreon, okay, in which I get ready for all my content live. I do not gatekeep. I show you all tips and tricks, all products, and I show you my process from beginning to end. While I'm doing so, we have great conversations, girl talk discourse about all the hoods, everything womanhood, girlhood, sisterhood, wifehood. Very helpful conversation. It's a great group of women from all over the world, all walks of life who are solution oriented, okay? Who want to advocate for themselves. We have movie nights, we have get-togethers. I have all type of exclusive content just for there. We do consultations there as well. And if you are tired of being mean and ugly, come to death row, baby, so you don't end up like this woman right here, okay? All right. So you don't end up like this. Come to death row, baby. I would love to have you. I also have a second separate Patreon called 6 at 6, which is for the fellas and the ladies, for everybody. And it's simply a once a week live show where I discuss different current events, different react to different content, different viral topics. And it's just a great once a week way to tap in with me, have some fun, laugh, and get together. Now, let me get this girl off my screen real. Now, I'm just going to state the obvious at first. Okay. I've been saying this for the longest. I don't want to beat a dead horse. Y'all pedestalize the white man and you let him get away with things you would never let the black man get away with. Now, this is in no way, shape, or form am I condoning bare minimum behavior. I'm not condoning any of that. The point I'm making is if you're not going to accept bare minimum behavior or dishonest behavior, you shouldn't accept it from anyone. Okay. But half of the things where if a black man did it, he would have been 10 types of dusty. But then when a white man does it, it's fine. Okay. Which I fail to realize is the white man laughs at you behind your back. Okay. It's very embarrassing when even the white people, this story has gone viral, and even the white people, oh, it's so cringe, so embarrassing. My God. Even the white people are like, wow, she was so desperate for white men validation. When white people even kind of tell you, ugh, tell your black, like, oh, you doing too much. That is so embarrassing. Like, it gets no worse than that. Okay. That is the most bare minimum of bare minimum I've ever seen. So there's that. Um, Long story short, I'm going to summarize this for you. Okay. So this is a young woman. I need to mind y'all, she's Nigerian. Okay. The Nigerians was out here saying that they have to disown her. Okay. Because the Nigerians supposed to be the ones doing the scamming. And they said, you have disgraced us. They said, dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. Okay. They said, how dare you? We do the scamming. How dare you get scammed and tell everybody you was scammed? Okay, so I just want to put it out there. This was not an FBA sister. This is not our elder Tate. All right, woo! I just got to put that out there. Long story short, this young lady is in Europe, in Croatia or something. This is where it all goes bad. Okay, men are natural hunters. Let me really break this down for you. Healthy men are natural hunters. You can always tell that there is something going on when men say things like, oh, choose women that give you choosing signals, or go after women that go for you. That is the number one sign it's an unhealthy man. Why? Because how can the hunter be scared of its prey? We've never seen a lion be scared and be watching an antelope in fear. They watch the antelope to bust down on it. Okay. So when men are the hunter and they're scared and leery, and scared of rejection, scared of a no from their prey, that's a huge sign he's just not healthy mentally. They're not supposed to be that fragile. Okay. Man, a no or a rejection should just not hurt a man that bad to where he's like, I just won't even hunt. You know what I'm saying? Lions don't just go out and look for what's already dead. You get what I mean? So that would be a vulture man. Okay. We don't like vulture men just looking for what's already dead, what's already easy, because they're scared to take a risk or they're scared to get hurt. You get what I'm saying? And what a lot of men don't understand is when you are afraid of who you're supposed to hunt, it tells the prey that you're a weak hunter, which explains why you always live in fear of women or fear they're going to play you, because the women right away can tell you're a joke because you're scared. Healthy men, when they want you, they bust down, they don't hold back, they keep going. If it doesn't work out, they keep moving. You know what I'm saying? But those men who are scared, where they'll try to go after a woman, but then be like, but I don't know. Well, that explains why you're in perpetual cycles of bitch taking you up through there. Okay. Because as women, we could smell that right away. What you so scared of? You get what I'm saying? So we knew from the beginning in this story that this man was unhealthy. Why? Because he only said something to her because this girl, she admits in this story that she was quite literally bucking her eyes at him, thirsting for him. You see what I'm saying? She damn near was begging for it. You know what I'm saying? And this is why we always say, do not approach a man. You don't send him nothing. The very least he may get is a 0.5 second. If you look over and see him looking at you, you might get a and turn back around. Okay. If that was not enough for him and he still feels scared, let him stay over there. Second of all, when men do not approach you, it's for a reason. That's why you don't go bucking your eyes at them, trying to choose on them. If they don't approach you, it might be because they got a woman. It might be because you ain't they type. And a lot of times you'll be surprised. It might be because they're in a financial hardship. Sometimes they won't approach them, but they might look. Of course, you still look good, but they won't say anything because they know they broke. They're like, I didn't want to even say anything because, and then what? So the first place she went wrong was bucking her eyes at him so awkwardly to the point where he just came and said something because it was so clear. She pretty much was begging him, like, please. You know what I'm saying? So that was step one where she went wrong. Thirsty AF, hunting the hunter. I did a video about this a few years ago and I said, what would happen if like lions was out hunting and the antelope just walked up to the lion and plopped over, tongue out dead? That means it has rabies. Whenever something like that approaches you for the taking, 9 times out of 10, it means it's sick. So those women that buck their eyes at you and come after you and pursue you, it is always something wrong with them every single time. It never fails. It's highly unnatural. Okay. So that was the first place that she went wrong. All right. So she bucks her eyes at him almost to the point where it was so obvious he just had to come say something to her. Now, here's the next place she went wrong. He did shit tests to her. We talk about all the time, healthy men do not test you. And a part of his shit test with her was, he doesn't ask for her number. Even after she bucked her eyes at him, he don't ask for a number. She asked for his number. That was shit test number one is, okay, I saw her looking. I'm going to validate her back, but then I'm going to pull back and see what she do. What does she do? So you ain't going to get my phone number? So you ain't going to get my number? Okay, that was number one shit test. Okay, let me see what she made of. Let me see how far she willing to go. Step two, they go their separate ways. I believe she said it was like a few days later where he was like, oh, do you want to come to see me in Europe? Okay, so she goes to her friends and it's like, hey, I'm going to go see this white man finally. I want you to also note that she speaks about how she was on The Bachelor prior to this. Okay, now, a lot of Black women do not believe in competing for a man. And that's fine. I think that competing for a man to a certain degree is dehumanizing, and no one should have to compete for someone in that way. Okay. However, she was competing in that way for a white man. All right. She was trying to show him how much of a duck she was. So she agrees to go across seas and go see him. Her friends tell her, like, listen, if you're about to go over there with this stranger, we're putting an air tag in your bag, at least so we know you're safe. She was like, no. That girl was like, traffic me. I don't care. You was willing to be trafficked for that white, pink, dirty. All right. So what does she do? She flies over there, sends him her passport number, photo, expiration, sends her everything. So he tests her before she even went over there to see how far will she go. She asked my number. She's agreed to come over here to see me. She don't send me her passport, all that good stuff. All right. She tells her friends, don't worry about where I am. If I die, you was willing to die by the white dick. Delete this. She goes over there, of course, give up the draws right away. Now, a lot of times, what manipulative men will do, especially when they're about to do a bait and switch in marriage, is they will fake like generosity up front. Okay. They don't mind spending a few dollars up front if it will ensure an entire marriage of you helping with the bills or footing the bill. Okay. So, a man spending money in the beginning for a week or two is nothing. They'll do that just so that the rest of their behavior will be unnoticed. So, you know, they end up meeting, she giving the draws ASAP right away. We all know raw. We know it. We know it because the way you was bucking your eyes at that man, babe, we know you ain't had no boundaries. And quiet as it's kept, that's a lot of times how AIDS and HIV be traveling through white men like that. Why they make it seem like it's the black community and people in Africa with it, y'all would be surprised. Them AIDS and stuff be coming from the white man. And they prey on black women worshiping them. And they know they can slang that thing all around the community, and every single last one of them women are going to bust it wide open because deep down, they want that proximity to whiteness, and even more sick in the head deep down, they want mixed babies. But you know what? That's another conversation for another time. All right. He tells her he's a Danish prince. He tells her that he is an Olympian CEO Danish prince. She believes it. One thing I've learned about a woman who is happily being, deceived or being finessed by a man is to let her be. Let her be. Okay. He could have told her that he was Queen Elizabeth, and she'd have been like, okay, all right. So he's the Danish Olympian prince. And then one day he tells her that he wants to buy some real estate and I need 50,000. And she was like, oh my God, don't worry, I got you. And he was like, no, I couldn't. I'm gonna ask my rich dad. Come back the next day. This is the type of stuff he was doing. Just so I'm just giving y'all an idea of how ridiculous the stories were and how he just really was preying on her desperation for a white man. Okay. Sometimes what you want so bad is exactly, what will kill you. And you'll be surprised. So, he's asking for the money in ways like that. So he's like, oh my God, I'm trying to buy this real estate. I'm 50,000 short. But don't worry, I'm gonna ask my dad. Come back 2 days later. It was like, okay, my dad gave me 43,000. I just need like 7,000 more. It was just stuff like that. Before this is story after story after story. Before you know it, she's giving this man like $20,000, $30,000. Okay. One day she finds out he has a gambling addiction, confronts him about the gambling addiction. Now, this is the thing about gambling addictions. Gambling is one of those addictions where it's never the only addiction. Gambling is always either a primary or secondary addiction because gambling is normally the gateway or kind of the excuse to cover the other addictions. So someone gambles, most often they will also have a drinking addiction. They will also have a drug addiction. They will also have a addiction. Okay. So when she said she finally had a gambling addiction, I already knew. I'm like, oh Lord, that means he got all type of stuff going on. She tells him that she wants him to go see the lady. He tell him to go see the lady, but of course he's still gambling, all that good stuff. Now, this is the part that I found also interesting was he came in and not only did he get her money, but long story short, he ends up getting hundreds of thousands of dollars from all her friends too, which tells me her friends and family, which tells me that your family is just as white obsessed as you are. And they was all willing to give this white man some money. Had that been a black American man, especially, y'all would have been all type of, he's a criminal, he's this and that, he's not proper for you. But it blew my mind how y'all was willing to shovel out all this money to this white man. Now, me and the girls was watching this story and we have a few theories. Tell me what y'all think. Number one, in the part of the story, she speaks about how she was in Europe with him on that first link and she gets up to like use a bathroom, and she ends up passing out and taking a huge fall and falling into a seizure. Okay. We all think he drugged her. We all think he put some in her. Okay. That's the first thing. And I think that he put something in her to create a hero complex, to trauma bond with her. Like, ooh, I'm gonna put this in her. Maybe he didn't know she would have as adverse of a reaction. Maybe he did. But I think he did that as a way to be like, ooh, I saved you. You get what I'm saying? To kind of like, trauma bond with her in a bit. So we thought that was interesting. The next thing I want to say is she tells a part of this story about how one of her friends came forward and told her that her man owes them like $200,000. Now, her with all these white friends, we personally have a theory that her white friends were also taking advantage of her. We think that whole story about how, he borrowed 200,000 and was going to come with a payment plan to pay them back. We all think that he and the friends were in on it to like, because she clearly a mark to end up getting more money from her. That's what we think. Okay. This woman was fully prepared to buy this man. Now, you would think when I tell you this story goes on for 27 parts. She was literally, let me tell you the part about this that pisses me off. The part about this that pisses me off, and this is why I cannot stand, I just block anyone who posts their marriage on social media at this point. I just block. Because they're lying 99% of the time. The part that annoyed me is, the internet going to do what it do. The internet go forward and go and find receipts of everything she was posting while this was going on. And it was just like it always is, her posting content of them taking trips, my man, proposals, wedding pictures, all that type of stuff. Whole time, he was an addict and she was paying for it all and was selling this story to other women, primarily Black women, as, ooh, girl, look at me. My life upgraded so much. I'm doing so good because I'm with a white man. It was capped the whole time. I think that's the part about it that was demonic to me. Let me show y'all how bad it was. She posting stuff like this with romantic music in the background. Now she's saying a story that he's so fine and looked like a Calvin Klein model child. He looked like an electrician from West Virginia. All right. Now that just go to show the worship. Now look at this girl. Oh my God. Next level of clinginess. I'll just read from the golf cart going with my bae on the golf trip that I'm paying for. You get what I'm saying? All right. And that's not it. I mean, there is all type of stuff. Put my glasses on, baby. I just thought about that. Wait a minute. Let me put this on so I can really see. And that's one of many. Look at this. Just look at this. Like, this makes my stomach hurt, honestly. So this is all the stuff she posted. Like the whole time it was a lie. The whole time he is cheating. The whole time, where'd it go? The whole time he's cheating. The whole time he gambling. The whole time she paying for everything. Okay, but she posting him all online, talking about he's, well, let me see if I can find the one where he's all dressed up in Nigerian garb. Talk about, when your man respects and falls in love with your culture. Oh, hold on, let me see. So here he is bringing the colonizer into the village, bringing her around. Look how everyone just embraced him. Look at the daddy. They so happy to have this white man here. This is a sickness. It's called crackatosis that they suffering from. Okay. So I find this to be the most problematic part of the story. That you were over there suffering, getting took up through there, and you had the nerve to continue to paint this relationship like, oh, girl, get y'all a white man, girl. Couldn't be me, girl. It's come in, the water's great. That's my problem. And I talk to y'all all the time about these women that promote lifestyles, but don't never got nothing for you about what happens when it go left. Don't never want to discuss the good and the bad. Okay. Just want to sit here and it seems like misery loves company. Because if you're so happy over there with the white man, why they got to always try to convince sisters to come with them? It gives very much misery loves company. Okay. She goes on to legally marry this man and everything. She owns homes, was going to put his name on her deeds and everything like that. Now, you would think after him, finessing all this money from her friends, being dishonest, cheating, you would think that she would be like, okay, it's time to go. Let's be done with this. But do y'all know that in the story, he ends up having to leave her? She don't even leave him. So the thing about an ain't bitch is this. I knew she was it. Number one, because he white and the white worshiping. But number two, she kept saying things throughout the story like, oh, thank you to everyone who is just so empathetic and understanding right now. I really appreciate it. Like, this has been so hard, and I'm just so glad that you all are being understanding and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, please stop. You get what I'm saying? And the reality is, you, like too many wives, was willing to sit there and continue to pay and continue to cover for that man as long as he stayed there. The only reason she ended up going to the internet about this is because he left her when he realized the jig was up. He can't finesse no more money, and that well was dry. He on to the next. She finds out later that when they got together, the whole time he had a girlfriend. The whole time he had several other women. She did not care. As long as he fulfilled her white man fantasy, she was fully prepared to continue to pay to keep that man around. And luckily, he just was like, listen, I don't care. He told her, tell everybody I don't care. And I don't even understand. Y'all can understand this. There's no point in doing these exposés on men, because women are very different from men, where if a man goes to another man and tell him, oh, bruh, she a hoe, she a whore, she a slur, she gonna trick you, she gonna finesse you, she ain't no good, she a scammer, that other man is going to listen and is going to act accordingly. With women, it does not work like that. When a woman hears that he's this and he's that, her first mind goes into her ego of, not me. He may have did that with y'all, but he gonna be different with me over here. That's what girls want. There ain't nothing a man can be or do that will not make a woman still want to wife him up. But it never go the other way around. So I don't know why you're doing this self-righteous. I want to tell other women so they won't fall for it. They not gonna care. He will meet other women just like you. Women don't care. What he gonna do? The same thing he did with you. This is another tactic that men do to finesse you, is they tap into your ego. And when he met her, he told her, yeah, I got an ex-girlfriend, but she's so jealous because I moved on and she ain't got nothing on you and you so fine. She tells him that she wants to be married. She wants to have children. He tells her that he just left a 4-year relationship with a woman because she wanted to get married and because she wanted to have kids, but he didn't see that with her because she ain't. But then he saves it by saying, yeah, I didn't see it with her because I was waiting on you. She ain't as amazing as you. And the ego of a woman will say that this man spent 4 years with another woman, wasted her time, never married her, never gave her children. A sick, ain't shit bitch, egotistical mind, instead of saying, well, boy, I ain't exempt. You know what I'm saying? That one with you 4 years doing all that, and that wasn't good enough. You ain't want to be with her still. Who am I? What can I do? That is how a sensible woman would think, but not an egotistical ancient bitch. An egotistical ancient bitch gonna say, yeah, that's right. Because I'm just so much better, honey. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he did you like that, but honey, not me. Because honey, it's so good over here, honey. You don't understand, honey. He ain't never going nowhere over here. That's what shit bitches do. And that's what she did. And that's how he bypassed the story of the other woman he was with for 4 years and wasted her time, never married her, never gave kids, but why he was gonna suddenly do that for you. And then only married her to get a green card, which he got. So now he rampant in America. These women are not going to care. It doesn't matter how y'all broadcast this story. You know what he's going to do with the next woman? He's going to tell her, oh, those are my exes. They're just mad because I'm with you now. They're just mad because you're so fine. They're mad and jealous and they're crazy. So it doesn't matter. Exposing them don't matter. What you need to do is focus more so on your fellow woman. Focus on what we do and how we ain't shit. Focusing on them is not what you do. I've been saying this for the longest. Don't focus on them. Okay? Focus on your fellow woman, because they be the ones getting up the game and they all think that they are exempt from the program. Okay. Yet we have yet to see one person defeat the program. May not be today, may not be tomorrow, but the program will be undefeated, no matter what anyone say. So, that was another red flag that she and the reality. And so this is what ancient bitches do. He just didn't care. He said, go ahead, do what you want. But those women who invest in their husbands like that, and they're the breadwinner and they pay for everything, they feel like he owes them. And ancient bitches can never just be done with someone or done with a situation. Ancient bitches can't never just walk away and say, hey, maybe this don't serve me no more. Maybe we've outgrown this. It's all good, and keep moving. Ancient bitches have to destroy before they go. Now, most men would have ended up stuck. Most men, where if they're here and their lives are here, they will stay with women like Onyeka, who plays the victim. But the reality is, she is extremely self serving, extremely thirsty, extremely controlling, and extremely desperate. Okay. Most men will stay with women like her because they do not want to deal with the imminent destruction that comes with rejecting them. They end up staying with these type of women because they know that this woman will stop at nothing to ruin his life if he leaves. And they end up being afraid of that. And that will keep them around for a long time. The difference is she met her match with him. He's like, bitch, I'm 6'2" and white from a different country. I don't care who you tell. He told her, tell everybody. I don't care. But typically a man would end up stuck in a cycle with a woman like that. All right. And it's and all she was looking for in the whole story time was for someone to feel bad for her. And now she's saying that she is doing this as a duty to the community. When the reality is, you is a typical ancient bitch. You ain't never gonna be, never will be. You don't want the male version of you. If she was to see a little, everybody can say she's so beautiful. I don't think that woman is beautiful. I think she is a 3 with lots of makeup and weave or something. Okay. Mainly because you weird and you obsessed with being white, sitting there tucking your braids behind your ear, talking about, yeah. And so then I literally totally like, oh, I hate black girls that talk like that. It annoys me so bad, bitch. Nobody wants to hear that. She ain't shit, period. Okay. At the end of the day, her people will tell her they thought that she was in on it. I wouldn't be surprised if she was in on some of them things, because girls like that be so desperate for that man. I can't even put it past her to want to be Bonnie and Clyde for him. All right. And women like her end up in those situations all the time. Okay. Because you look down on your reflection. If it was a little 5'7", $80,000 a year regular looking IT guy, she would look down on him. She would be like, ugh, dusty. And you'd rather have a 6'2" white, blonde haired, blue eyed scammer than a 5'7" IT guy who is the male version of you. And that's problematic. So I never bought her story. It was all foolishness to me. Her covering this up and posting online like everything is okay is proof that these divestors be lying. They make it seem as though it's so good over there in white man land, and it's not. And the worst part about it is, sweetie, is that what you gonna do about it? Okay, because his white ass, what you gonna do? Go to the system that protects him against him? I mean, so I was hoping to see some in the story about how she got her money back. But instead, the whole time she kept referring to him as her ex. Honey, that relationship was never real. I'm gonna hold your hand. I don't think you understand that, baby. It was never a real relationship. I don't know why you're saying your ex. That man did a conning bait and switch to get money from you. It was never real. So calling him your ex is weird. All right. She speaks in the story how she was holding back his passport to get him to not leave. She literally begged for that man not to leave. I think she still want that man, would have still been with that man. And then there's a part in the story where she lights up talking about how he hit her up, begging for her back. And she was like, yeah, he wanted me back. And I said, oh, Lord, she still don't get it. And I said, well, that showed me right there. Yeah. And if he really applied pressure to want to come back, you would take him back. Matter of fact, then her friends end up coming out that she had fell out with during the relationship. All smart women know when you have that woman that distances herself from you out of nowhere, 9 times out of 10, it's because she's crashing out doing something dumb with a man. She don't want no one to tell her otherwise. She wants this delusion, and she will cut anyone off who takes her from that delusion. So some of her friends that she fell out with came out and said, "Oh, no, 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 no. Don't let her sit here and sell this as though, oh my God, deception." They said, "Oh no, we told her. We told her he was lying about being an Olympian. We told her he was lying about being a prince." She cut everyone off who did not go along with the delusion. That told me all I needed to know. This is why a lot of women get triggered by my content, because so many of y'all harvest attention and adoration in toxic ways. And when I be looking at y'all like, I ain't going for it, you interpret that as, oh my God, she's a mean girl. And that's what y'all do. Y'all mean girl to anyone who does not just give in to whatever delusions you have. And whenever a woman is like, no, I'm not about to give in to that delusion with you, she's mean. Okay. But this is exactly what I've been talking about. It's a mess. Now they doing updates. They saying that the man in Tulum, they said that other victims coming forward, honey. And I'm just sitting back with my popcorn at this point. Okay. Y'all get y'all popcorn too. And tell me what y'all think. Let me know in the comments. Is there any Easter eggs in the story that you picked up on, or any game y'all picked up in the story? Let us know. But this is a mess. Divestors have once again taken another L. I really hate that for y'all. So leave a comment with your thoughts. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all on the next one.